Late night Mickey Mouse Sesh. Recording right off my controller. Just don't care. 3 o'clock in the morning. Got nothing else better to do. Been hiding in my room for 9 days. Figured why not play some Mickey Mouse? Spent all last night watching Disney 3D videos on the PS3. I'm playing this on a 3D TV, IPS LED corner lid display. There's some IPS glow. That's common with this particular model of TV. Otherwise, the color, the contrast, the viewing angles, everything is just absolutely fantastic. Everything is just absolutely fantastic. And I enjoy this game quite a bit on the Wii, but the graphical fidelity of this HD 4K TV is beyond compare. I have a QLED in my living room, but it's a Vizio. Of course, this is a Sony. It has that Sony quality, although it's from 2015. I just can't describe the sheer graphic fidelity of this television set. It remained in my room since 2017, so that's 9 years. I dug it up, and here we go. Got this relic of the past, a 3D TV, fulfilling my dreams. So pleased. Look at these graphics, oh my gosh. I'm blown away, I'm telling you, I'm freaking blown away. HDR. I guess you can't tell any of this from the broadcast. It's broadcasting at 1080p, but just trust me, it looks incredible. I'm used to the Wii version, so it's at my mom's house. My mom has the Wii at her house, my game collection, because let's be honest, the Wii belongs at your mom's house, right? So it's the Wii way. Sort of a sorcerer's apprentice type thing going on here. Wow, those graphics. Tell you what. It's the IR sensor of the remote control. Traveling through time of the history of Mickey Mouse. Two watching, one watching. Two watching, one watching. It's just a Mickey Mouse thing. Sitting here playing Mickey Mouse. 3 o'clock in the morning. My 3D TV. It's not in 3D though, because PS5 isn't in 3D. PS4 and PS3 are in 3D. But PS5, I just didn't have 3D by that time any longer. But this TV is fully capable of 3D. Time for Epic Mickey Rebrushed. Some new game. I was just simply testing out earlier. I haven't really gotten into the game very much. All those graphics. Oh my gosh. Those graphics, man. Those graphics. Let's see if this is an HDR, just out of curiosity. Not even in HDR and it looks this good. It's incredible. It's in 4K, of course. It's definitely in 4K. I have it in the most advanced 4K output my TV can personally handle. It's inputs 2 and 3 of the HDMI. 1 and 4 aren't as advanced. They're still in 4K, but they're not the highest quality 4K 2015 can provide. We're getting 60 frames a second. This TV's capable of 120. That's only on its native apps. But I'm just telling you, I love this TV. I love this TV. And that clip of Michael Scott. Well, there's an IR on the Roku remote as well. Infrared. You only see it on the infrared camera. Missed me, now you gotta kiss me. Oh, gooey. Um, Great lighting effects. That's scary. I don't know how I feel about this character, Gus. But generic. What is this fucking Gus? Who the fuck is Gus, you know? Who's this Gus guy? Who is Gus? Who's Gus anyway? Got a new Whalen quote that I made up. Instead of America, fuck yeah, it's fuck yeah, America. It's a Whalen quote that I made up. Fuck yeah, America. I know that's a controversial statement right now because the state of our country. Simmy, 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 simmy. Antonio, C. Antonio, C. Where you living these days, Zach? South Korea, nice. It stinks. Why don't you move back to the good old US of A, home of ICE detention camps? Val Cornelli. City is gray. Girls ain't around. Everywhere I go, I see a frown. It's original poetry by Val Cornelli. Most people don't know this about me, but I'm into poetry. Pops Takes My Summer Play by Val Cortelli. Pops kicks my ass out the bed. Oh, and USA is not looking good. Apparently, Christy Nome just said that since ICE is funded by the big beautiful bill, it's outside the Constitution, like the SS was. Yeah, see if I can remember this whole summer play poem by Val Cortelli. Do the line and the fist. Okay. Summer play by Val Cortelli. Pops wakes my ass out of bed, takes me to some weird place. Bologna sandwich. Shit my pants on Tuesday. Monday, I found a kitty cat. Do a Kish original Val Cortelli. Baseball by Val Cortelli. Took me to some weird place. Baseball by Val Cortelli. First base, second base, third base. I love third base. So does Mimi. Did you know that Matt Kish is he got busted in some like Chris Hansen type thing? I don't think it was Chris Hansen, but I googled Matt Kish and he's a registered sex offender. You know, okay, good. I mean, how could you go all these years without looking up Kish? And that's what you find when you find Kish. That's the first thing that comes up. Oh man, can't say I'm surprised. Is he in prison? Wasn't sure if he was in prison or some kind of probation or something like that. Yeah, I don't think he'd fare very well in prison with his appreciation of musical theater. I don't think they have appreciation for musical theater in prison. Or Irish folk dancing, river dance. It's funny. Yeah, that seems right. Living near the University Mall with a roommate. Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, I know. I was thinking about his river dance. Actually, I realized this at the time, but I didn't want to like burst his bubble. It seems like to me he wasn't really doing river dance. He was just kind of faking it. It wasn't really river dance. He was just moving his feet back and forth, calling it river dance. Yeah, he just hopped around. Yeah, he loves showing off those ankles. Probably a fetish of his. Some sick stuff. Did you know that Monica was a Power Ranger? Yeah, she's in some season of Power Rangers. I think it's on Tubi. I think that I'll look up. I'll look up what this. It's like she's like a space cop Power Ranger. She's the Yellow Ranger. I think it's Power Rangers SPD. Yeah, it's Power Rangers SPD. Space Patrol Delta. Yeah, that event. It was at Christian's house, his big millionaire mansion. Um, it, uh, it seemed cool at the time. Yep, she's Monica May. She's a burlesque dancer now. I guess I saw her first show at Christian's house. But yeah, um, I wonder. I wonder Productions. I guess he was the second assistant director on Harmony Korine's Spring Breakers. They both were. They both were involved in that film. Now they're in the computer business. And I think like Michigan or something, somewhere even colder than I am in Indiana. Yeah, they're still BFFs. He's still married to Margot. I'm friends with him on Facebook. Um, I think she is still alive because me and Stephanie both regularly like look up Jean Calandra obituary to see if she's dead, and she's as far as I know, she's still kicking. I think they restarted summer play at the Performing Arts Center. Um, I'm not sure if she still does it though. She might have dementia by now or something, but that was the last I heard about summer play um, for the Performing Arts Center. I think that thing that we did in 2003, where it was like we reenacted the play or part of summer play. I think that was just a big marketing campaign for her to try to move on up from USF to the Performing Arts Center. Yeah, Ray Ray's still alive. Miss old Ray Ray. That's one of my biggest regrets in life is leaving Ray Ray for Bloomingdale High School. I found a state competition badge in the street here in Bloomington a few months ago. Yeah, he. I got a feeling he didn't like me. I had behavior problems and stuff, and I mean he was complimentary of my acting skills, but he was very kind of like, as far as my conduct goes, um, it's kind of always on my ass, and I drew all these um, pictures of him committing suicide and stuff. He found them. I don't think he knew it was me, but I don't know. There's just a little bit. I just felt a little bit on edge, and Brandon Valrico area is so far away from Blake. I have to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to get on the bus and then ride all the way home. And I don't know, but I regret it. I have dreams about, like, oh, it's my junior year in high school. I'm going to go back to Blake my senior year. Yep, I was in I was in Chris Necker's class. I remember when I tried out. Chris Necker was there, trying out at the same time as me. He tried out for guitar and acting just like me, but he made it in guitar and acting. I just made it in acting because I sucked at guitar. He was cool though. He had a guitar case with skulls all over it. And then his friend, yeah, I remember seeing that Altoid. It was like cinnamon Altoids. I remember that. Pretty interesting. That's how I ended up in Bloomington. Is that I always wanted to move here because of the music scene. And then Chris Necker's friend, Carlos, I don't know if you ever met him, he moved to Bloomington. And I was like, well, if Carlos can move to Bloomington, I can move to Bloomington too. So that's how I ended up in Bloomington. That connection. But Carlos moved away from here a long time ago. He lives in, last I heard, like Rhode Island or something. Yeah. I follow Carly on TikTok. Faces by Carly. She, oh yeah, man, you're welcome here anytime. Anytime. We'd love to have you here. Me and Stephanie and my mom, we'd love to see you. We can show you the town of Hawkins, Indiana. We love you too. We always have. I need to upload some more summer play videos onto my channel. I think Stephanie showed you, I uploaded Jaws the musical onto her channel, but we got a couple of summer plays on video. I should upload the whole thing. Yeah, coolest fam too. How's your brother doing? Remember last time I saw him, we went to what's that place? Yeah, different times, more innocent times. Yeah, I last saw your brother at Malibu Grand Prix. I remember me, you, and him went to Malibu Grand Prix. Yeah, I guess it's a millennial thing. We all got our regrets. Oh, he went to Jesuit? I didn't know that. My friend Tony went to Jesuit too. Oh, and Emerson, of course, went to Jesuit. I was talking to this girl from my high school a few years ago, and oh yeah, Emerson, the craziest mofo in the entire world. This girl I was talking to, she knew him because her ex-husband was next door neighbors all growing up all his life with Emerson, and they were like best friends. He was the best man at their wedding, and he said, and she told me that the night that on their honeymoon or whatever or something like that, they were in Las Vegas, or maybe it was the night of the wedding or something, and Emerson was next to the ex-husband and the toilet stall. They're both going poop, and Emerson wiped his ass and uh, put the poopy toilet paper in the husband's stall underneath the stall. I was like, "Yep, that's Emerson. That's definitely Emerson." Oh, my favorite Emerson thing was when he, yeah, he still hadn't changed. He's still up to his old tricks. I loved it when Emerson just totally destroyed the Blockbuster video viewing room at the Student Center at USF and ruined it for everyone. I mean, I love that Blockbuster video viewing center, but just, I don't know if I would have remembered it as much if Emerson hadn't have destroyed it. He just like threw popcorn all over the place and knocked all the tapes off the wall and just made a total Emerson ruckus. Yeah, he got in some argument with some other kid that was part of like the USF summer school, but it wasn't summer play, maybe like TV production or something, and it just turned into a riotous situation, and the next thing we knew, the next day, the Blockbuster viewing room was gone. Yeah, the beginning of the end of Blockbuster. It's a sign, the future of Blockbuster. Yeah, I see a lot of people talking about Blockbuster and stuff, and their memories of Blockbuster, but they didn't get a Blockbuster viewing room. We got to experience a Blockbuster theater room. That's some real shit right there. Yeah, that's funny you say that because I was about to say that's what I remember watching. That sticks out of my mind the most is Devil Advocate with full frontal of Charlize Theron. Great movie. Al Pacino, Keanu Reeves, Charlize Theron, the guy from Coach. Yeah, I love that scene. Oh yeah, the leather couches. Those were. Oh yeah, probably faux leather, but it was still some some true '90s luxury. Very luxurious. Oh yeah. As we would say back in the day, that shit was pimped out. Yeah, it's an old Wii game, um, but it's like re-released on the PS5. And since I pay for the online on PS5, I get like a couple of free games every month, and this was the free game for the month, and I've been waiting to play it, live stream it. I've had this Sony 3D TV in my room or my back room, like in a box, for like 7 years because it didn't have a stand. So I was just watching an old Vizio. So my old Vizio died, and I was like, I wonder if I can just find a stand on Amazon. So I found a stand for $30 on Amazon, and I've just been playing this 3D, watching this 3D TV, tweaking all the like viewing angles and brightness and all this stuff, finding out everything I can about the TV. And I realize I've been in my room with this TV for like 9 days. But it's a great TV, and I love 3D movies. I've watched just got my 3D glasses. Found a pair yesterday in my back room. I've been playing games, watching 3D Blu-rays, on my Roku, watching HDR content, um, just to really test the fidelity of the TV, and just messing with the viewing options of like brightness, gamma, um, sound options. I plugged in some studio monitors to the audio output so I could have some rumble. Just really exploring it to see what I can get the most out of it. Um, and I've just like lost myself in it. For and I looked at my calendar, and it's been 9 days of that. But it's really really cold outside here. It's like 10 degrees outside, so I don't have anything else to do. I threw my back out, so that's just what I've been doing. But it got me to like organize my whole room and stuff, so it's been a good thing. But I have a little bit of an obsessive personality, and I'm just this is my new obsession. It's this TV. But I watched Gravity with Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. Um, Avengers, Piranha 3D. Those are the 3D movies I've watched so far. I got Shrek 1 through 3 3D coming in the mail, and I got a German version of Friday the 13th Part 3 coming in the mail. Yeah, German version. Uh, because I'm an idiot. Um, I was looking on eBay, and there's this eBay seller that's like he specializes in imported 3D Blu-rays, and he's just his little mission statement was like they stopped releasing 3D Blu-rays in the United States, only overseas. So I specialize in bringing these movies to the United States, um, so people can enjoy 3D Blu-rays because you can't find them here anymore. So it was $50, and it was like I was late at night, and I was like I impulse bought it, and I did it with like a pay in four thing where you pay it over a month or over 2 months, every 2 weeks. So I was like, this is a once in a lifetime chance, and it said only one copy left. So I thought I bought the last copy of an ultra rare Blu-ray, and it turned out that they released it in the United States like 5 years ago. It's easy to find a copy for like $20. And it has all these extras and stuff. The German version has no extras; it's just the movie. Um, so I learned a valuable lesson that I need to slow down, stop my buying spree, and now I'm a proud owner of a $50 German Friday the 13th 3D Blu-ray. But I don't know. I have quite a pretty big collection of 3D Blu-rays that I collected back in like 2015. I looked at a list of like every 3D Blu-ray that ever existed, and I have most of them that I want. So not a lot of them came out, and they're all 2015 movies. Like it's a blast of the past, like Gravity with George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. Seems like an old movie now, but it was the hottest thing in the heyday of 3D TVs. But looks pretty good. Oh, nice. I love the museums in Los Angeles. There's this one I went to in Carson City that was just all this really weird stuff. Like they had a horn that grew out of a lady's head and had like hair on it. And their special exhibit for that day was like a guy that was like his theory was like everything is magnets. You know what I'm talking about? That yes, that's it. That's it. That place is awesome. Yes, it's kind of crazy stuff you can only find in Hollywood. I haven't been there in a long time. I last went there in 2014. I take care of old cats. I had old dogs before, but they died. But I take care of old cats, and I got to give my cat medicine all the time, so I can't leave my house very much. So I can't. But I'll go and I'll travel again one day. But I did a lot of traveling in my 20s, but just yeah, they're great. I love my kitty cats, my best friends. But I'm not getting any more. Actually, I already have more. I have two stray cats that I feed outside that just kind of wandered up one day. But so they might become inside cats one day. But my old cats I got in here, they're very territorial, so they will not let them inside. So My mom, she still has a million cats. I think she has like 5 or 6 cats. She gets new ones all the time. Stephanie has a 14-year-old cat. Oh, you think 14's old? My ones I got here, one's 19 and one's almost 17. So I got real old kitties. Yeah, and the 19-year-old, you wouldn't believe he's 19. He still acts like he's 1 year old, jumping all over the place, running around, having the zoomies, eating like a pig. He's quite a mess. His name's Shredder. Got him when I was living in Bushwick, Brooklyn. He's a Bushwick stray cat, so it's a different breed. I think the mortality rate of stray cats in Bushwick is probably pretty high, so his genetic code is highly advanced. Yep, he's my guy. I moved to Bloomington first when I was 19, or wait, I was 20 when I first moved to Bloomington, and then I moved away from Bloomington when I was just turned 22, and in between that time I lived in New York and Miami, but I've been back here ever since. I used to like playing bands and stuff and go on tour and stuff. There was a lot of people in Bloomington I did that with. Yeah, I still listen to music. I don't play it really anymore. I kind of lost my passion for that. And when I lost my passion for that, I spent a small amount of time um, where I was like, I hate music. It ruined my life, but I love it. I love all the stuff I grew up listening to. Still like punk and alternative. I guess those would be my two types that I listen to the most. Um, right now, I'm listening to a lot of Bad Religion the other day, and then all the bands that played after on iMusic that were suggested because I like Bad Religion. And then I've been watching a lot of Joy Division and New Order on YouTube past few days. But yeah, just same stuff, alternative and punk. Yes, Billy the Bunny. Um, my favorite show I ever played was at Billy the Bunny's house. It's called Bunny Fest. Um, it was Billy the Bunny's punk fest he had while his biker parents were out of town. Got raided by the cops. But then Billy the Bunny one day stopped being active in the. Yeah, that song was about the guy Billy the Bunny. He just stopped showing up to shows one day at Sound Idea. So Bob, the guy that owns Sound Idea, he was the drummer of John Madden and the Electric Condoms. He wrote the song "Whatever Happened to Billy the Bunny," and he really was working at a porno shop on 60 called Planet X. Um, I think he really was the jizz mopper there. But actually, he commented on the video I posted of the John Madden demo. Song number 2 is about me. So Billy the Bunny's still around. Yep. God bless Billy the Bunny. He the best, most punk rock show I ever been to in my whole life. Yep, he's a real deal. He's a real guy. Yeah, supposedly, remember a story at Billy the Bunny's house? He had like, supposedly there was gnomes at his house, like mythical creatures. Like he had a picnic table in the backyard, and it broke, and some gnomes showed up with like little tiny tools, and they fixed the picnic table, and there was like little tiny nails in it from little tiny gnome um, hammers and stuff. I remember that story about Billy the Bunny's house. But when the cops raided Bunny Fest, yeah, that's pretty fantastical story, right? And my ex-girlfriend told me that story, and I was like, I know what you're talking about. That's Billy the Bunny's house. So I guess she hung out at Billy the Bunny's house after I had left Tampa, too. She heard the gnome story. Yeah, it's a good story. Yeah, that's some real Tampa stuff right there. Yeah, people outside of Tampa may say that that's not true, but you know, if you're from Tampa, yeah, the police came. They showed up. Everybody ran out. Um, I I I went through the back door into some kind of like moat, and it sucked up my shoe. My shoe got sucked up by the mud, and I never found that shoe again. It's probably still there. Um, they even had a mosh pit at Billy the Bunny Fest. He had a great area in his living room that was like a kind of a lowered area where there was like a 2 or 3 stairs that lowered down into this little area, perfect for a mosh pit at Bunny Fest. Yeah, it got a little rough. I remember my friend Tony, who went to Jesuit as well. Your brother might know him, Tony Walter. Um, he like grabbed this guy by the head, this slightly effeminate guy. I felt sorry for him. He's wearing a Death Side shirt, and I remember my friend Tony just grabbing the guy in the back of the head and smashing his face against the wall. This guy wearing Sound Idea Death Side shirt. Like, holy shit, Bunny Fest is fucking crazy. And, it just got fucking wild. Shit just got wild at Bunny Fest. It was off the chain. I guess that's why the cops had to show up. It was just too fucking crazy. Oh no. Oh, okay. Glitched out for a second. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing in this game. TBH. It's fun to watch, to look at. Yep, one and only Bunny Fest. But still, every time I've, I've, I've talked to Billy the Bunny, I've reminded him, Bunny Fest was the most punk rock thing I've ever experienced in my life. Nothing can top Bunny Fest. Yeah, it was his gift to the scene, you know. He, people always talk about how, what are you contributing to the scene and everything. And he truly was a treasure of the Brandon, Florida hardcore scene. He, um, he left his mark and was forever immortalized in song. Oh man, a French guy drank his own pee at a Tallahassee show. Oh man. Yeah, there's a pretty good scene in Tallahassee. There was a mansion that all these punk kids lived at called the Charles Mansion that I went to in the Tallahassee scene. Sounds like the kind of thing that happened in Tallahassee, for sure. Gotta love French people, man. They're fucking wacky. Oh yeah, I mean, I I had no idea that Peter Pan was like one of the very first memes. I just watched like some Gen Z's like YouTube documentary about Peter Pan. He was on Conan O'Brien. He was a big deal. I think it's on a channel called Wang, Whang, or maybe I think it was Wang. Um, but yeah, I was just talking about how he had his own website. He still keeps the website up to date today, but it's still in like Angel Fire GeoCities website style, like Web 1.0 style. He's still Peter Pan. But yeah, I had no idea that he was that. He's famous. I love the castle. This guy Marty tried to start a goth night at a club here in Bloomington. Oh man, yeah, come to Bloomington. We'll take a road trip to Tampa. Go to the castle. I need some real goth stuff in my life. I mean, there's a few goths here in Bloomington, but there's no goth scene like the castle. I think the last time I saw you, or one of the last times I saw you in Seattle. I took a road trip from Portland to Seattle. I remember. Yeah, I mean, Tampa's just dark. It's just the perfect place for goth and death metal. So it's just, yeah, we had a good time in Seattle. I remember we went to that record store. That was a really cool record store. Found a bunch of cool CDs. You're staying in a really cool historic hotel. I remember that. That was a good time. I think you had just graduated, and that was like your graduation trip. I went to LA when I graduated. It's my graduation trip, my dad. Yep, 2005. Time flies, man. Seems like yesterday. That's wild. What was 20 years ago before that? We were I was living in a place called Forest Grove. Yeah, that it's right outside of Portland. I was living in a warehouse with all these cluster punk artist types. I lived with my girlfriend. Then we broke up. I moved to Florida Keys for a brief amount of time after that, and then moved to Bloomington. Then left Bloomington, moved to try to live in Tampa again. Yes, you did see me in the Florida Keys. Um, so that must have been after Seattle because, yeah, we went to Stephanie's prom. I went with Elisa and you went with Stephanie. And we threw deli meat all over the place. Stephanie still has that picture up on her wall um, of that we took at the prom. Yeah, I quit smoking weed, so my memories are much pretty good. Yeah, I've always remembered moments like that, things that stand out. That was definitely we had a blast. We had a great time. I really enjoyed my time in the Keys. Kind of a kind of a dream come true to live in Florida Keys for a little bit, but can't waste away in Margaritaville forever. So a little bit. I mean, I like the lifestyle there, but it's easy to get caught up in that lifestyle. But definitely had some good times for sure. But Miami, that's just too wacky. That's yeah, you just can't. You become a Keys person if you stay in the Keys. Uh, my sister's or my mom's ex girlfriend's son. I don't know if it's him or a catfish. Just sent me a friend request on Facebook, and he used to be a handsome, strapping young man with a bright future ahead of him. But he got that Keys disease. He looks like the Florida Keys now in his Facebook picture. He turned into the Keys. He does not look so fresh faced anymore. He looks like an old salty dog that you turn into if you stay in the Keys. Yep. Yep, he's a leather handbag. Yep. That's just what happens down there. The Keys disease. Go down on vacation, end up on probation. He was one of the first people that I remember buying Bitcoin. He would buy Bitcoin and order drugs off of Silk Road. And I remember thinking, it was like my inner voice telling me, you should buy some of that Bitcoin and hold on to it. And I wish I would have listened to my inner voice because I'd probably be a millionaire by now if I just bought a couple $100 worth of Bitcoin and held on to it. But I remember that he was buying Bitcoin to buy drugs off the Silk Road, and I was like, something just told me. It was like a gut instinct. It was like, you should buy a little bit of that Bitcoin just for the hell of it. Just hold on to it as an investment. But I know a guy that traded 10,000 Bitcoin for a pizza, so at least I'm not him. But I mean, we all wish we would have bought Bitcoin back in the day. So yeah, I've always had a some kind of ESPN, a little bit, if you believe in that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's true. It would have gradually gone up in price, but not enough until that. Yeah, because you've been like, oh, I paid $10 for this. Now it's worth 3,000. Little did you know, years later, it'd be worth millions. So it just had that one peak time, I guess, around COVID or something, that it just became like crazy money. Um, so yeah, hindsight's 2020, but can't look through and rose tinted glasses and think that if I just would have bought that Bitcoin, no, I probably would have bought something off the Silk Road myself with it or something like that. Who knows? Or lost the code for it or whatever. I just feel sorry for the people that bought cheap cocaine off of the Silk Road with their Bitcoin money that could have made them billionaires at some point. Those early days. Yeah, I think my mom's girlfriend's son was buying like some kind of weird hallucinogen with his Bitcoin. Oh, I definitely will. Tell him hi. Let's see. Haven't seen him in a few days because of this cold weather, but I'll definitely be happy to hear from you. What time is it there in South Korea? Yeah, this game's 6 p.m. Okay. Is it the next day? Yeah, I'm sure it's the next day. Yeah, probably. Well, I guess it's the same day, but in the afternoon of the same day. Right here it is 4:07 a.m. Yeah, man, do your thing. Follow your bliss. Go to if you got people in LA, you got connections in LA. Go do the LA thing, man. Do it for me. I want to live in LA. I've told myself a million times I'm going to move to LA. But if you got the chance, if you got the dream still in your heart, go do the LA thing. Do it, man. I say go for it. You got the talent, you got the niche, you got the skills. Do it. Hell yeah, do it. Do it for all of us. Do it for Kish. Kish had the dream. He'll never get it. Do it for Christian and Ian. They had their own production company working on Harmony Korine movies. Now they're uh, working on computers in Michigan. Oh, and you know what? You can meet up with Monica May, burlesque dancer in LA. I think she's still in LA. iKish. iKish.com. AOL keyword iKish. Yes, do it for Jean. All those years of training she gave us. Uh, Zop, zip, zip, zop, zoop. Mop, mate, meet, mop, moop. Can I remember Kish's AOL name? Ooh, I wish. I remember some of them. I remember Carly was Carosco. Carly Rose Gothling. Monica, much like her moniker for Monica's moniker for burlesque, Monica May. Yes, that pulse. That's real stuff. Hold on to it and use it. Mine, I had two. I had Sub Pop 2971 from Sub Pop Records, Seattle, and XJ Biafra X for Jello Biafra. And everybody had X's in between their screen names back then that were punk. XJ Biafra X. Oh, cool. I'm on a water ride, a moat. I don't think you ever. I think you were in XJ Biafra X. Yeah, that was. Oh, and Sad Wookie. Forgot about Sad Wookie. I was always getting kicked off of AOL, so I had to make new screen names. Stephanie got her account kicked off of AOL because she went into the Nickelodeon message board and wrote Tommy Pickles' head is full of shit. That was during summer play. I remember she got picked up from summer play and got in trouble for writing Tommy Pickles' head is full of shit. Yeah. She's probably like 11 years old too. And I asked her about it, like what made her think that? Like this was in the past couple of years. And her explanation was bizarre. Like I thought she was just trying to say like Tommy Pickles was full of it. But she was like it was like some kind of abstract idea that the shape of Tommy Pickles' head looked to her like his head was literally like full of feces. Like the way his head was all bumpy and stuff. That was her explanation for it, which was like that's totally not that was not what I thought what she meant after all these years, but that's what she meant. Yeah, it was a special Nickelodeon. It was probably AOL keyword Nickelodeon. It was Nickelodeon's page, so shit was definitely a blockable offense on the Nickelodeon site. So I had to go from XJ Biafra X to Sad Wookie. Uh-oh. Yeah, it was kids stuff, kids only room. But I gotta go, man. It's time for me to give my cat medicine, and I have to put it in a syringe and squirt it down her throat. So I gotta sign off for the night. But I'm really glad I signed on. It was great talking to you, man. And stay in touch. I will. I will. I promise. I got my VCR set up. Yes, we will talk soon because I got my VCR set up. I got my capture device. Definitely great to catch up. Definitely great. Always. For life, brother. Summer play for life. And I will upload those summer play videos in the very near future. I will get on that. I've been slacking. I've been putting it off. But stay tuned. I will have a summer play, full plays up. Summer play for life. Forever. Everybody yell. But until next time, it's so hard to say goodbye to summer play. Oh wow, yeah. If we could, I could add some commentary. Or feel free to even add your own commentary. Public domain. Yes. Much love. Much love. Hearts. XOXO. But yeah, I will consider the summer play footage public domain, and you can add your own commentary as well. So feel free. I believe you can download videos on YouTube now. So I'll say within the next, after it stops being so freezing cold that I can't leave my house, I'll get on that right away. I promise. I will upload. I believe it's the 7 Ages of Sam, and maybe Y2K summer play. I know one of them was the morning after the incident in Christian and Ian's house, which is NSFW. So I won't speak of it. But yeah, Emerson at his finest. Any video footage of Emerson needs to be on the internet forever, uploaded to YouTube forever. So stay tuned. We'll put it up. But yeah, man, talk to you soon.